Hey guys, Steph, welcome back to my channel. I have a hair on my face. That's like a tradition at this point. I can't start a video without a hair on my face. I don't know if it's still there. In today's video, we are trying out Boohoo makeup. I feel like Boohoo brought out a makeup line a few years ago, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. Never really heard anyone talk about it, but they brought out another makeup line and here I am to talk about it. I feel like every single like clothing brand at the moment is bringing out a makeup line. Like first it was all celebrities doing it, now it's all of like the clothing brands doing it, and typically I wouldn't be that excited about it, but I love misguided makeup. I love it so much, so I'm kind of thinking if it's anywhere near as good as misguided makeup, I'm down. So yeah, I have a bunch of stuff. I picked it up the other day and I'm just gonna chuck it on my face. That's what I do. And as you can tell, I'm all beiged out right now. All I have on my face right now is a little bit of foundation, the Charlotte Tilbury one, a little bit of my Born This Way concealer, and I powdered my under eyes, but I haven't powdered down like the rest of my face. And I also added, I don't know where it is, it's so small, a little bit of freck as well, just to make me look like sun-kissed. Beige and sun-kissed. But yeah, from Boohoo today, I have an eyeshadow palette, lip products, brow products. What else do I have? I've got like bronzers, highlighters, a couple of like liquid products. So yeah, we're gonna be trying everything out and I'm gonna be letting you guys know my thoughts. If you enjoy these sort of videos, if you wanna see more from me, or if you just fancy being a nice person today, please do consider subscribing because I am so freaking close. It's actually a little bit weird now to 500,000 subscribers. Weird. I know I keep mentioning it, but like, what? That's so many people. I literally just sit in this room and like, talk about stuff and make crap jokes, and for some reason almost 500,000 of you have clicked that button. So if you would like to help me get there a little bit quicker, click that button and turn on notifications, comment, like, subscribe, everything helps with the algorithm and stuff. Yeah, that's the whole like boring little intro bit done. Let's get into the video. I feel like all I am right now is hands. I'm not gonna do the handshake, I'm gonna do the handshake. Give me a quick little handshake. Let's do a little Vogue. And let's pretend none of this ever happened. Let's put on some makeup. I am so scatty today. All I can hear is Pepe every so often going, bow, bow. But yeah, basically Boohoo brought out a ton of makeup. I'm pretty sure I have, if not everything, I have most things, like most of like the best things anyway. But first of all, we're gonna start off with the thing in my hand, and is this it? Yeah, so I have a liquid blush and then I also have a glow highlighter stick. So this blush here is in the shade 02 Peachy. As you can imagine, pretty much everything is really affordable with it being Boohoo. I'm gonna put all the prices on screen as I go through everything, but let's just have a little check. Yeah, okay, so this blusher here is £6. That kind of gives you an idea about how everything is sort of priced. You guys know by this point, I feel like I just need to have like a code word just for the thing that I'm about to say. I don't really like cream products for my face, but I seem to be trying them out all the time. It looks like it's been used. I'm sure it hasn't. Oh my God, this is so liquidy. So this is what the product looks like. I'll give you guys a little bit more of a close-up there. But yeah, it's quite a liquidy product. It says on the packaging as well that it's a vegan formula. Didn't know that. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna take this little like stippling brush almost and just pop that straight on my cheeks. I'm not even that afraid of blush anymore. I am a newly reformed woman after doing, I don't remember what the look was, but I did some sort of makeup look the other day with a lot of blush, and I'm learning, okay? I'm learning to, I wouldn't say like blusher. I'm learning to not be absolutely terrified of it. Like, I'm scared of very few things. I'm scared of heights, like honestly, terrified of heights. Don't like spiders. Like, won't scream or anything if I see one, unless I see one like the really big ones. I once had one of them on my head. Like, I dried my hair, and because my hair is naturally a little bit more mousy than this color, I had one on my head, but I didn't realize because when I took my towel off my head after like washing my hair, I couldn't really tell because it was the same sort of color, and yeah, I had one of those big house spiders on my head. So since then, yeah, me and spiders aren't great, but otherwise, I'm not really afraid of too much. Blusher, however, kind of comes under that list. It's like heights, spiders, moths scare me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like them, but I'm also a little bit scared of them. And then blusher. So yeah. So I've just popped that on my cheeks. And like I said, I've powdered down my under eyes. I powdered down my forehead as well. But anywhere I'm putting like cream products, I haven't put any powder. And it's applying pretty nicely so far. I'll give you guys a close-up in the macro in a second. But it goes on quite pigmented, but it does sheer out quite nicely. I'm literally, I'm not doing this with any sort of technique. I'm just going slap, slap, slap. So it's really easy to apply as well. I'm just having one of those days today where I'm just like, I'm very heavy-handed. Like, I'm not the most light-handed person anyway, but today I'm like just punching myself in the face with a brush and hoping for the best. But yeah, it's blending out really, really nicely actually. Like, it's very, very easy to blend. It's a nice colour as well. It doesn't look too intense on my skin. Not bad. So now I'm going to go in with the glow stick. So this just says a highlighter stick. And it's in the shade 01 Glow Up. And again, this is a vegan formula. So it comes in this sort of packaging here, which is actually quite nice. And this is what the product looks like. I'll give you a little close up there if it'll focus. There we go. Thank you so much. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Ooh. Ooh. I couldn't really see too much. Do you know what it kind of feels like? Bit of a random one. It feels like those headache sticks. Like the way that it applies, it feels like a headache stick. Like it's like the Cool and Soothe or something where you like put it here and you're like, wow, my head now just feels like, I don't know, like I've stuck it in a pack of chewing gum. But that's my roundabout way of saying that it just kind of feels very gel-like. So I'm gonna dot a little bit of that on my cheek straight from the stick here. And then if that doesn't work, we'll rethink everything. I mean, it's definitely there. It's adding a nice little shine. I mean, actually, it does blend out quite nicely. So this is it just on the brush. And you can see it is adding a little bit of a sheen. I'm just looking in the viewfinder at the moment. It's adding a subtle sheen. Obviously, I want more. I might even try a bit on my finger instead. Yeah, see, that instantly gives it a little bit more of like a kapow. It actually blends out quite nicely as well. Hopefully you guys can see that. It doesn't look too sparkly. It doesn't look too metallic or anything. It's actually a lot more subtle than you would probably think just by looking at the swatch. Creams aren't typically for me. I don't mind a cream highlighter, but I would rather just use like a powder highlighter or something, but not too shabby. Not for me. I wouldn't be like, rush out and buy this, guys. It's the best highlighter ever. But if you like a highlighter stick, it's all right. From the girl that doesn't really like cream anything. Like, so far, so good. Next, I have this little bag of brow bits. So this contains a clear brow gel, a brow pomade, and a double-ended eyebrow brush. In regards to the packaging, by the way, it is very, very simple, but it's still quite nice. Like, the packaging isn't anything bougie by any means. It is just like squeezy tubes and stuff like that, but it does look quite nice and it feels pretty sturdy. The brow brush looks pretty good. The actual like brow pomade brush is quite thick. I would prefer something a bit thinner, like this one, for example. This is the one that I tend to use. Yeah, this is the one that I tend to use from Zoeva, which I prefer a lot more. So this was about 3 times as thick. An odd little like detail that I like is the fact that the spoolie is at an angle, because I always do this to my spoolies anyway. So I'm just gonna brush up my brows. You guys know I don't tend to do too much to my brows these days because I don't want to look like Chewbacca. Like I'm already halfway there. I just don't want to like fully commit. But yeah, I'm going in with a clear brow gel first. And yeah, the packaging is just very, very simple. The wand for this, I'm gonna be totally honest here, it's a cheap mascara wand. It's like, yeah, it's like a Natural Collection mascara wand. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's not like super innovative or anything. So the spoolie, even though it's quite a basic spoolie, it is brushing through my brows quite nicely. I don't know if it's down to the fact I have foundation on, because at the moment I do just tend to do my brows first, but maybe you guys can see it is a little bit bitty. I'm just gonna press my brows down because that seems to be the only way I kind of get rid of the bittiness. So now I'm gonna go in with a teeny tiny little bit of the brow pomade. This one is in the shade 05 Neutral Deep Brown, and I'm gonna use the brow brush as well. I'm not gonna use a lot because again, my brows are like all but meeting in the middle at the moment, but I do just wanna try it. I feel like a lot of companies have gotten way better at doing brow pomades now. Ooh, that's a good color. I'm just gonna add in a couple of little hairs here and just shading my brow a tiny bit, mostly on the tail end. I have a couple of little gaps here as well. It's quite a creamy brow pomade, so I don't think it's going to be like a super long-lasting waterproof one. Obviously, if you don't touch your brows, it'll be fine. But yeah, it is a little bit more creamy than a lot of other brow pomades I've tried. I don't see anything wrong with that brow pomade. I don't think it has too many like selling points to it as such. The brow gel hasn't really set down my brow hairs at all, not even in like a crispy way. It's like, it's keeping my brow hairs in place enough, but I feel like if I touch them, things could sort of move all over the place, both with the brow gel and then also the pomades. I feel like overall this little trio isn't bad. I wouldn't say it has too many selling points. Like this doesn't have extreme hold. This is a little bit smudgy, and the brush is just the brush, but it's not bad, it's just all right. Like, if you buy it, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed, but don't expect like the best products ever. So next, I'm just gonna set down my face a little tiny bit more using my Laura Mercier powder. Like I said, I haven't set down my cheeks or anything, so I'm just gonna very lightly go over that before I go in with like any other powder products, just to make sure that everything is set in place, nothing's looking too shiny. So now I'm going in with one of their powder bronzers. They have a few different shades of this. This is in the shade 02 Beach Babe. I swear like every bronzer is called like Beach Babe or like Beach Babe. I don't know. I feel like I'm like trying to like birth a bronzer here. It's quite a big bronzer. It looks pretty good. Like the packaging in general, it's quite heavy and it's very, very sleek packaging. It does seem to have a little bit of a shimmer to it, which isn't normally my jam, but I'll try it. Gonna go in with my usual sort of bronzer brush. This is the blank canvas one, the F42. Pop some of that on my cheeks up here. Is it just me or does that look a touch muddy? And I'm putting this all over the top of a base product that I really, really love. Like I said, the Charlotte Tilbury, what's it even called? Like Beautiful Skin? Yeah, Beautiful Skin Foundation. I've been loving this recently. And I've tried it out with a bunch of different bronzers, a bunch of different powders. I just feel like it's not awful. It's just, I don't know, I feel like it's not really giving me life. It's just adding a bit more brown to my face. Like normally when I put on bronzer, I'm like, I'm alive. I look like I've slept, maybe even gone outside for once in my life. But I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm seeing more of a shimmer that wasn't there before. I mean, I wouldn't rush out to use it again. Out of all the bronzers that I have, I'm probably not gonna use it out of choice that often, if ever again. Okay, all right, it's crap. It's not that good. The bronzer's not gonna be upset, it's an inanimate object, but I just need to get over it. It's not awful. I'm waffling right now, aren't I? It's not awful, but like, a lot of things are better. But maybe Boohoo can redeem themselves here because they have a highlighter. I am so easy to please when it comes to highlighters, as long as you're shiny, pigmented, and that's kind of it. That's pretty much it when it comes to pleasing me with a highlighter. Like I am very, very easygoing. Again, just birthing my other highlighter here. But yeah, this is called just the highlighter and I got it in the shade 01 Dreamer. Again, same sort of packaging. I do rate the packaging for the powders. I also really rate how that looks. Okay, to be fair, I want to marry how this looks. Why don't I look that good? I want to look that good. It's so shiny before I've even put it on my face. But yeah, I'm going to give it a swatch. Ooh, feels very buttery. Let's do a little swatch there and I'll give you guys a close-up. But swatch is kind of chalky. You see that there? On my finger, it literally looks like a liquid. I don't know, maybe I just need to take a little bit less. It just looks a little bit flaky on some of the swatches, but again, swatches mean nothing. What really matters is how it looks on your face. So I'm going to take my usual highlighter brush and I'm just going to swirl that around, and I hope this is good because I feel like it has a lot of potential. The silence right now is deafening. Dude, that's actually so good. I am looking for faults right now. And even though I don't love how my face looks on my cheeks because of the bronzer, that highlighter is so intense And despite how it might look in the pan and like on a swatch and stuff, it really isn't too powdery at all. It's like, hello, I am a tin man. I am made of tin. Yeah, like the way that's hitting the light on my cheeks there, big fan of that. Like I said, I'm pretty easy to please, but that's actually really, really nice. Why did I put contacts in today? My eyes are like, am I even looking at my camera right now? Hello? So now I'm going to move on to my lips because the palette that I have to show you guys in a second is very bright. And so I want to see how my lips look before I choose what sort of color to put on my eyes. I have a lip liner, a gloss, and then also a matte lipstick. I'm going to go in with the lip liner first, which is in the shade Sweet As, and it's number 3. Packaging is pretty basic, but still quite nice. And it's a twist up liner. Oh. Okay, I know my hand's like covered in swatches right now, but this pink shade here, this is the kind of pink shade that I love at the moment. I'm going to do my usual, go right across my cuboid there. The only problem with this is like, this is the colour that I like once my lip liner has sort of like mixed with a little bit of my concealer. So hopefully this doesn't get too pink. Okay, with my lovely concealer lips, it's a little bit fairer than the swatch on my hand. Okay, it's quite a creamy liner. And yeah, it's one of those liners that you can just twist up. You don't need to sharpen it or anything. I'm going to go all over my lips just to see how it looks at first. It's a little bit fairer than what I've been using recently. Like I have the Illamasqua lip liner in the shade Media, I think it is, which as you can see is a touch darker. And then I also have MAC Soar, which again you can see is a little bit darker as well. So that kind of gives you an idea. I'm now going to try out the lipstick in the shade Believe Me number 4. Ooh, that looks really creamy and really pigmented. And it looks like a pretty good match to the lip liner. I actually feel like I prefer this lip shade a bit more. I swear it said it was supposed to be a matte lipstick. This doesn't look matte. Did it say that or did I imagine it? Satin matte, okay. I'd probably say it's more of like a cream if anything. If it was a touch darker, or if I just used this lipstick with a slightly deeper liner, I would be so into it. I feel like I just need the lip liner to be slightly darker, but all over the lips, it actually does look pretty nice. The formula feels a little bit oily. It doesn't feel like it's going to be the most long-lasting lipstick ever. I feel like if I just take a little bit of the MAC lip liner, even just adding a little bit of depth to the outer corner there, I feel like it's made such a difference. I am going to tidy up my lip line, don't worry. Yeah, I think I prefer the lipstick over the liner. I will still continue to use both of them, but I think the lipstick is probably more up my street in terms of colour. Because like using it with a slightly darker lip liner is way better. Like I love this sort of colour, it just needs a little bit of definition. So now we have a gloss, which again, you guys know I'm not normally that keen on. This is in the shade Extra number 7. So this is in a pretty similar colour to what's on my lips right now. It's got quite a large doe foot. Doesn't have a smell or anything. It's very glossy. I just like tap that on my lips and yeah, it's very, very glossy. It feels okay, but like, I don't know if you guys can see that there. It's like separating the lip product a lot. So I don't really know how I feel about that. Maybe if you're just wearing like a lip liner and not like a cream lipstick or anything underneath, it won't do that too much. But wearing like the lip liner with the lipstick, with the gloss, it does like, it's just a bit too much product on my lips, I think. Yeah, it's just giving me a little bit of a ridge. So if you do use this, I would say use it either like without the lipstick or use it very, very sparingly. Now I've blended it out. It looks fine, but use literally the tiniest amount. Like tap it on your lips and you've got enough. So now, like I said, I have a lot of colors to choose from today for my eyes. This is, I'm like trying to read it as it goes around in a circle. This is the Ultimate palette. Dun, dun, dun. And if I remember correctly, this is very bright. It's a big palette, and this is in the shade Vivid Bright. So they do a bunch of different shades. I thought I would go a little bit wild and go for something a bit more colorful. And you know, I'm already drawn to these blues. I just am, I can't help it. In particular, I'm drawn to this color here. Like, I love that. That's just like everything to me. Although this color does look really nice. There's a mixture of mattes and shimmers. This looks very pigmented, but quite chalky, but we'll try it out in a second. Then we'll try this shimmer. Okay, the shimmer looks a bit better. The shimmers look a lot better than the mattes. I'm on a little bit of a time limit right now, so I think what I'm gonna do is, this brush is like stained blue by the way, but I'm gonna go in with this yellow to start off with, because I feel like yellows are quite difficult to do. So if this is good, I will be very impressed. And I'm just gonna go back over my lid with my foundation brush. I already had a little bit of primer on there anyway. I'm just sort of setting it in place. I'm gonna go in with the yellow and get that right into my crease. Okay, I can see the yellow, which, you know, I should be able to see the yellow, but normally yellow eyeshadows take so much building up, whereas this one, you can just see it straight away. It's like, yep, there's yellow on my eyeballs right now. Just blending that out a touch. Where the majority of my primer is, where it's like a little bit more tacky, it's picking up the color a lot more. I'm actually quite impressed with how that's looking on the lid. Just gonna wing that out a bit as well. Okay, yellows are normally not that easy to do. There are so many brands, like established brands, expensive brands, and they do a yellow eyeshadow and it just kind of sucks. Whereas this, don't get me wrong, there's quite a bit of kickback in the actual pan as you tuck your brush in there. The way it looks on my eyes looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go straight in with this wonderful blue shade. I am obsessed with how this looks. This is literally like me in an eyeshadow. So I'm going to make sure I load up my brush there. I'm using a small taper blender from Kit Stars. And I'm going right over the top of what I just did. I'm making sure that the yellow sort of pokes out from my crease a little bit. I kind of want it to like go a little bit green, like turquoisey, and then eventually transition into this blue shade. I'm working it like really in the crease there. Damn, these eyeshadows are way more pigmented than I thought they'd be. Like, I'm impressed by these, to be honest. They're pigmented. Blending out quite nicely as well. I then want to go in with one of the blue shimmers. So let's have a couple little swatches. That's a bit more like duochromy. I'll show you guys the swatches in 2 seconds. Okay, I think I'm going to do the one next to the matte colour that I just used. That's the one that I think I'm going to use. Then there was this one, which is the first one that I swatched. That looks a bit like a dud. And then this one, which, I mean, it looks, I didn't do the best swatch there, but it looks like quite a nice colour. But yeah, I think I'm going to go in with this shade here, right next to the matte colour I just used. And they are very pigmented. I am getting a lot of payoff from these. Okay, bit of fallout. Noted, I will remember that next time I use this palette. But the shimmer, considering it's pretty much now going on a dry base, I haven't used any setting spray or anything to wet the brush. The shimmer looks really, really nice. I then might actually just do that like neon pink shade in my inner corner because I'm kind of feeling it. I'm hoping it doesn't stain my eyes because tomorrow I'll wake up looking like I got a whole load of pink eye, but I don't know, there's something about it. I just want to, it's so bright. It's kind of clowny. Kind of rate it. I'm going to go back in with the highlights that I used because I obviously love this stuff. And I'm going to pop that under my brow bone. Yeah, that's the shit. The highlight is good, okay? That's like probably my star product for today. The highlighter. The highlight is dope. And then I've got my eye on this color over here. I was about to be done, but this shade here, it's like kind of silvery, kind of bluish. Either way, I'm taking a little bit of that and I'm going to pop that right in the center just to add a little bit more of like a spotlight. Okay, I feel like I definitely need some mascara and lashes on right now, but yeah, I'm going to go and put on some mascara. I'm going to add some lashes. The ones I actually have from Boohoo are these. They're called the Wink Lashes, and they just look like this. They're pretty standard. So yeah, I'm going to do the other eye. I'm going to add some mascara, add these lashes, and then I'll check back with you guys for the final look. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. The lashes are all right. They're nothing too dramatic, but I just sort of basically cut them into like 2/3. There's a piece of one stuck on my hand. Okay. Yeah, they look all right. They add a little bit of fullness, nothing too crazy, but they were quite easy to apply. And I added a tiny little bit of highlighter in the inner corner as well. I just felt it kind of like brightened everything up a bit. What do you think? I feel like it was better than I thought it was going to be. The whole like makeup range in general, I feel like a lot of the products were a lot better than I maybe thought. There's nothing too crazy that I'd really recommend to you guys. I think the eyeshadow palette is actually really, really nice. And obviously I love the highlighter. Everything else, it's like fine. But it's like, it's good for a clothing brand's makeup. That's a lie, actually. Misguided makeup is good. This is like all right for a clothing brand's makeup brand. Let me know what you guys think of everything in the comment section down below. And if there's any other brand you guys want me to try out, let me know and I will get around to doing it. I have 17 makeup coming up. I'm going to be trying out Rare Beauty. There's some other brands I've ordered and stuff as well. But let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to try, whether it's a brand or a product or whatever. And I will definitely get around to doing that. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more of me, because I upload all the damn time and because we are getting closer and closer to 500,000 subscribers. And I've said it before, as soon as we hit 500,000, I'm doing something pretty major, so stay tuned for that. Honestly, thank you guys so much, by the way. Like, I know we're not at 500,000 just yet, but we're still pretty damn close, and that is madness. So thank you. Like, I don't feel like I say thank you enough on this channel. Probably because every time I start to say thank you, I start to like oddly well up for even though I'm not saying anything too emotional right now. I like get a little bit emotional. But yeah, it honestly does mean so much to me that you guys have subscribed. I'm literally like trying to like suck the tears back into my eyeballs right now. I don't really cry about anything. But as soon as I start talking about these things, I start crying. What's wrong with me? But honestly, it does mean so much to me. The fact that we're even if like we stay here, even if we never get to 500,000, I would really like to get to 500,000. Even if we never get there, like that, it's still mad that we're here, like absolutely mad. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, subscribe, like, comment, do all the things. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. That's not my normal outro. But apart from that, that is it from me. I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. There we go. That was better. Like, what even happened then? See you in the next one. Okay. Another video where I do a weird outro. I've been doing this for like 5 years now, probably longer. Still can't do a normal outro. Bye.